Good morning, ladies. So, this morning we are in my pantry. And you guys had a lot of questions about what to do when the temperatures start rising, which it will hopefully be doing soon, and how to handle events and mailing sprinkles and things like that. So, here's my tips, okay? So, first of all, when you're mailing samples, there's a couple things that you can do to help prevent melting of sprinkles because there's nothing worse than getting that following up with that lead and oh, hey, did you get your sprinkles? Yeah, it melted all over my mailbox. So, you want to avoid that. So, something that you can do is you can first of all mail on Mondays no later than Tuesdays. Once the temperatures start getting above 70, especially 75, I do not mail other than on Mondays. And everybody has always been really cool about that. Yeah, they have to wait a little bit longer, but they don't have melted sprinkles. So if it does melt, it's okay. Just tell them to put it in the freezer until it hardens up and then put that in their warmer. But obviously, they want to see what sprinkles are like, so they don't really want it melted. So that is my tip: is to mail it on Mondays. If you mail towards the end of the week, most at least here in Iowa, most of the post offices are not air conditioned. And sometimes if you put it outside in the blue box, especially, it's even hotter sitting in that metal bin out in the sun in Iowa heat. So just mail it on Monday and then it'll less likely to sit, all weekend or whatever in an non-air conditioned space. So that is a really good tip. Another thing is Michelle, who is an exec on our team. She is wonderful and she found this really awesome idea and she shared it at a rally. And so maybe she could, if she has one, she can bring it with her again, or I can bring mine. And hopefully, Michelle, if you would post the picture of, the packaging and where you got it in our team groups so that everybody can see. She has these little packets and they look like ketchup packets. And this is it against a business card. So that's no bigger the size that it is. And you can freeze these bad boys and stick it in your envelope. So that's a really good idea for samples as well when you're mailing them. And hopefully she can post that information and costs and stuff like that. I remember she said it came in a sheet of these. So these are pretty snazzy. How rad are those, right? So when I'm mailing out my samples, I put it in this size. I don't know what size it is, but this size, about the size of my face, envelope, and I make sure that I have a bubble envelope as well because that'll help, especially if you put one of these handy dandy little baby ice packs in it. So that'll help as far as mailing goes. And as far as events goes, really, I did a ton of events last year out in the heat, like tons of them in June, July, August. And I didn't have any problems. And so this was the first time trying this. It was my first summer. And the first thing, you're going to want to invest in a canopy. That is an absolute must. That Iowa sun is hot. And so you're going to want to make sure that your sprinkles are kept cool. There's lots of places you can get a canopy. I got mine at Sam's Club and I got a really good deal on it. So maybe think of that next time you're out getting some groceries to check there. Another tip is to every so often go around, like usually if it's really hot, and actually it isn't so much the heat as it is the humidity. The humidity here is horrible, and especially when you get into the J months, it is nasty. So that is the biggest problem that I've had, is dealing with that humidity. So every hour I go through and shake it. And if you have, one of your kids with you or whatever, put them on shaker duty and just go around and just shake it every hour and make sure that nothing's settling or sticking. If you notice that it's sticking, take it out and put up a different one and let that one cool off. I pretty much switch over here pretty soon once I start doing outdoor events. I switch over from the bags that I normally carry and I go straight to coolers, and that's pretty much what I carry is coolers. I have 2 of them. This year I might need 3 or maybe a bigger one, but I usually just take coolers and then 1 bag full of my product, or like catalogs and empty jars and things like that. But the coolers inside, these are amazing. I put these, okay? And these are like, I don't know, $2.97, $1.97, I don't know, at Walmart in the, the kind of like the kitchen area. And these things are lifesavers, okay? So they fit really well. Let's see if I can do this without dropping it. The jars fit perfectly, okay? So you can fit 6 jars around this. And I have a ton of these. Every jar is surrounded on both sides by one of these. Okay, so it is an investment. I mean, they're not expensive, but by the time you add up how many you're going to need to make sure that every jar is completely surrounded by it, plan that out accordingly. And then on top of it, I just put regular ice packs. Once the summer comes and the heat starts coming, Pink Zebra will start adding in an ice pack with our orders. However, last year they started just a little bit later than what Mother Nature had planned for us, so it was a little bit warmer. So those will be coming, and usually they issue, a statement on ZebraNet saying when that will start. But in case, Mother Nature has different plans and decides that, in the end of April, it's going to be 80 degrees, then you want to make sure, that you maybe have orders delivered to your house, especially if you have a hostess that's going to be at work, or let her know that the order will be coming so somebody can go grab it so it's not sitting on her porch. And then those ice packs I keep and I reuse, and those are also about the size of this, maybe just a little bit shorter. And so I keep those and I put them on top of my jars that are wrapped around these little bad boys. And then we put towels on top. And last year, these things stay cold for all day in the event, and then usually I get home and I'm tired and exhausted from being out in the heat and humidity. So we left them in my coolers at night and then took them out the next day, and everything was still cold. Nothing was melted. So sometimes I load my coolers the night before and they stay cold all night through the next day. So I love these things and they are wonderful. So really invest in some coolers and some really good ice packs, and you'll totally be fine. So those are my tips for keeping your sprinkles cool in the hot summer that is going to be coming. All right, hopefully it helps out.